Welcome to Love Campus, where we share ideas, insights, and learn how to build quality relationship, leading to beautiful homes and the fulfillment of destinies in the life of the spouses as well as the children. Now, we're going to be looking at one of the questions that one of our subscribers have sent in. She asked, okay, if all ladies are the same, if all women are the same, why do husbands lost? Why do husbands lost? So we'll be discussing this under satisfaction in marriage. Satisfaction in marriage, so that we can learn how to position ourselves as being the all-time choice of our husbands or all-time choice of our wives. So now we have to understand that satisfaction is holistic. In marriage, satisfaction is holistic. That is one person that would set a lot of diversity. One person, one spouse with diverse features. In so if you look at the Proverbs chapter 31, verses 10 to 12, he said, the heart of the husband doth safely trust in her. The heart of the husband doth safely trust in her. So, marital satisfaction is not only physical, it's a complete package. It's a complete package of emotional connection, mutual enjoyment, mental and emotional enjoyment, engagement, tenderness, safety, and the honor. Because a marriage thrives when both partners feel cherished. A marriage thrives when both partners feel cherished. Now, the next thing is understanding differences in intimacy. This is with honor as well. Understanding the differences between intimacy. Now, in marriage, couples must understand that intimacy is not just experienced the same way by everyone. Intimacy is not just experienced the same way by everyone. So the level of the experience of intimacy, of enjoyment of any spiritual, any marital connection is in different ways. In different, we have to understand these dynamics of experiencing intimacy in a marriage. If you read Romans 12 and verse 10, the Bible says, in honor, preferring one another. So you have to intentionally position your heart. Like we discussed in the tools of intimacy. Love trains our heart to be able to see the best, to have all the values that we ever need in one package. So couples experience intimacy differently. Wisdom is learning how each other's preferences, sensitivity, emotional needs, comfort level, pace, and expressions. So that is wisdom. We have to learn how each other prefers certain things, how each other's sensitivity values or levels are, the emotional needs, comfort level, pace, and expression. So you have to understand the expression of your spouse's love language when she's speaking, because it's not all love languages that speak, it can be a sign. So wisdom in marriage is learning one another with patience, and honor, and the communication. Now, let's look into this all important factor in marital satisfaction. That is, how can I be a wholesome wife? One person richly diverse. How can I be a wholesome wife, a complete package wife for my husband? A one wife, but a complete package for my husband. As long as you are a wife, you need to pay attention to certain things. You need to pay attention to hear, especially if you don't want your husband to lost. Sometimes when they lost, they call it cheating. So it's all the same thing, because you must be one person but richly diverse. So one wife but richly diverse. It means being one person who is continually growing in depth, in expression, and in value. one person, one wife, richly diverse. You are continually developing yourself, growing in depth, in expressions, and in value. Same person, same covenant, but one package, richly diverse. So a wholesome wife is a complete package. You must be intentionally match nurture you must intentionally nurture, grow, and develop yourselves, especially in the following areas we are going to outline. One is look. Look is a personal care, a personal grooming, and a self-respect. The second one is warmth. Warmth means tenderness and emotional presence. No man wants to have another man in the house, so you have to pay attention to this two, this factor called warmth. Warmth means feminine tenderness and emotional experience or expression or emotional presence. The third one is cleanliness. Cleanliness means freshness and the attention to detail. Freshness and attention to detail. So you have to develop yourself in your cleanliness and in packaging, ensuring freshness and attention to detail. The next one is refinement. The same way he marries you, it should not be the same way you are every year. You have to be refined every year. Every day must be something different. So refinement is discernment and the personal standards. You're continually upgrading yourself. Discernment and the personal standard. The next one is value. Value is self-worth. Self-worth, principles, and dignity. Self-worth, principle, and dignity. The sixth one is satisfaction. Satisfaction means emotional, intellectual, and relational fulfillment. Satisfaction, emotional, intellectual, and relational fulfillment. The seventh one is personality. Personality is about your authenticity and the relatability. Are you welcoming? Are you somebody that is welcoming, approachable? The next one is eight, character and the grace. Character and the grace. Character, that's integrity paired with kindness. Integrity paired with kindness. You have to be firm and they be truthful all the time. The next one, number nine, is peace. There's nothing that appeals to a man like peace, and the peace means inner rest that radiates outwards. Inner rest that radiates outward. That is why some men, when they see a woman that gives them a contagious smile, they can't afford not to smile as well. And that is beginning of external connections. So the 10th one is energy and the confidence. Energy and confidence. This is one factor that distinguishes women. So you must pay attention to this. That is vitality rooted in your purpose of feminine purpose. So the next one is neatness and order. Intentional living. We talked about cleanliness. Cleanliness is good, but neatness and order. You have to tidy up yourself that when you show up, you will be an example of the feminine gender packaging. The next one is poise. I used to love one company called Poise in Nigeria. Poise means composure, elegance, and the self-control. Composure, elegance, and the self-control. So a man is not sustained by novelty alone. It's not sustained, it's not held together by novelty of love alone. A man but by depth, by peace, by admiration, and the consistency. Consistency, because a complete wife is not one who competes with others, but one who continually becomes the best version of herself within the covenant of her marriage, the best version of herself within the covenant of her marriage. So, what shapes a woman's appeal to her husband? What shapes a woman's appeal to her husband? A woman's appeal in marriage is shaped by more than physical beauty. A woman's appeal is shaped by more than physical beauty. It is influenced by the total atmosphere she carries into her home and the relationship. The appeal of a woman to her husband is shaped by a a lot of factors, especially the total atmosphere she carries into the home and into the relationship. And this includes the cleanliness and hygiene, like we mentioned, confidence, personality, aura. This is what we call aura. Aura is the unspoken energy that a woman exudes. Unspoken energy a woman exudes. Courage, how she carries herself with grace and poise, how he put herself forward with grace and the poise. The next one is value, which is the what she places on herself and the relationship, especially her marriage. And then last one is presentation. Presentation, how she maintains herself. Do you always come out tattered? Do you come with elegance? No. So her full persona also matters, especially in marriage. Full persona includes character, her identity expressed through actions and the words, her authenticity, self-expression, and the expressive self. And the last one is what is called emotional intelligence and the maturity. So the last question we can ask ourselves as you can ask yourself as a woman, how can a woman make herself sweet, attractive, and enjoyable to her husband? How can a woman make herself sweet, attractive, and enjoyable to her husband? The first one, to be cherished and deeply enjoyed as a wife. A woman must intentionally grow and nurture herself continually in the following areas. One is upgrade yourself, invest in personal development all the time, develop your personality. Number two, develop your personality. That means you must shape your character and shape your mindset. The mindset you use to start the marriage is not the marriage you continue in 2026 and beyond. You have to continually develop yourself. Enhance your intelligence. Enhance your intelligence. That is, sharpen your mind, make it much more attractive. The food you have been cooking since 2000 is not what you'll be cooking now. You have to have moved forward. So maintain your body. Health and cleanliness matter. So maintain your body. The next one is refine your communication. Refine your communication. This is a whole package of presentation, how you speak, how you appear, how you manifest. That is refinement. You have to speak, how you express your body language. And then the last one is work on your presence. Work on your presence. There's a presence that a woman carries that makes people turn when she shows up. So how can you work and carry yourself? You ask yourself, how you walk and carry yourself to make yourself valuable. The next one is your neatness and the grooming. Your neatness and grooming. So, in summary, true attractiveness begins from within and flows outward. So, as a woman, you have to understand true attractiveness starts from within and it grows outward. It is not only about looks, but about value, energy, quality, and the essence you carry into your marriage. And that is what helps you to sustain and keep your husband from looking out. So, aside the discipline your husband needs, these are the factors you have to invest in order to make sure he turns his touchlight towards you. And I hope you have learned something. I'm leaving you with a Colossians 3 and the verse 14, which says, and above all these things, put on charity, which is our bond of perfectness. I hope you have learned something. Please let me know what you have learned in the comment section. Please subscribe in our YouTube channel and share your experience. And I can't wait to be the first to say congratulations. You are already